All right, it is day 3 of our little diary of our trip, and all I have to say is it is hot in Africa. Right now we have a share loading going on. Basically what that is that the electricity is turned off for 11 hours a day here in Africa, and it's a little hard to handle, but I'm making it. I'm a little tired. I'm ready to wrap up for the day. It's almost 11 o'clock or 10:30. And so basically how today went is we got up bright and early. We had a nice breakfast that was made from scratch. We first headed out with Paul Allen from Bush River Lodge, and he actually took us out into the reserve and showed us the release spots for all of the animals that they were able to release here on the reserve. He kind of went over what happens and how they go about doing that. It was super educational. It was really good for us to see. When he goes out, he's just going to try to find...
So we know we've got jackal here.
In the area.
Yeah, we don't have a high population, so he's certainly not going to have too much competition. He'll be able to establish himself, and we know there are females around. So he's going to do great, and there's plenty of small lizards, rodents, and other stuff for him to feed. We're in the middle of summer, so food is abundant, so this is a perfect time for releasing.
They're not tracked or anything, are they?
These aren't. We will be doing the caracal.
Oh, cool.
So any sort of common animals we don't track, but
yeah.
So we also get our pangolins through that rehab center, and they're obviously satellite tag and VHF. Yeah. And then we'll often also put a camera up just to see how many nights they do come back.
Yeah.
He came back once and then was gone.
And it's gone.
Yeah. So I've taken down the camera and
after that, we went over to the pangolins release site. We got to see how they created it, how they build it, the steps of that, what happens whenever a pangolin's rescued, comes in.
Then we also have a huge bowl, like a baby's bath. And we use the rock so he can use the bowl as a swimming pool. Because the thermoregulation is so poor, if you can get into the water, that's a good way to cool down.
Go ahead, get in there, Kristen.
Right. How did they get out of here?
We let them out.
Oh.
So this is to make sure they don't get out without.
And what are the rocks for?
So we have like a baby's bath in there. So normally there's a crate here, which is where they're transported in. And then the door's just left open. And then the rocks to get into the bath. So we leave that with water so they can cool down. So it's just an additional way, especially in the summer, that they can just cool down. So normally they'd be completely underground, and that's cooler. Now for ventilation, we got the windows, we got the fan in there. This is a data logger, so we record temperatures, so we make sure it's not getting too hot and activity, and then we can just see, okay, the activity pattern is starting to shift. You know, when they start waking up later and later, we know we've got to walk later, or if they're waking up earlier, we can walk earlier.
Can you put more than one in here?
No. In principle, they're solitary.
Okay.
They're very similar in habit to leopards, so they're also territorial, with males having territories and females having territories. Male-female territories overlap, but male-male doesn't and female-female doesn't. But in principle, they just hang out alone, and until they're ready to mate. They
come together for mating and then...
Yeah, but they are still very poorly studied, and the more we learn, the more we realize no one actually sticks to the rules. Whatever's written in the textbook, that's cool, but that might be on average. Right. But
after that, we came back and had a wonderful lunch. We got ready and we headed into town, a little local town here. The first stop was J&H Studio. It's a little boutique, really cute. It had some awesome clothes and jewelry, and we were able to shop and enjoy it. It was a beautiful space. After that, we went next door and we were able to get some authentic souvenirs. All of the things in there are handmade from all over Africa. Beautiful jewelry and trinkets and all kinds of stuff. So we got a lot of goodies there. After that, we headed next to that into a little restaurant that had great ice cream to cool down a little bit and enjoy that before we headed back to the chalet. And we headed out for our evening game drive with Boondocks Safari Company. They actually took us to the Pride Lands Reserve, which was absolutely beautiful. We went out and explored and were able to actually see a leopard that was in the trees with their recent kill, carcass actually, that was up in the trees with them. It was amazing. I had never seen that before, and now I've officially seen the big five in Africa, and that was a really cool experience. After that, we were able to see springbok and elephants and giraffe and a lot of African birds and all kinds of other animals. It was amazing. So we spent all of the afternoon, later afternoon into the evening. After that, we headed back to our chalet, but instead of stopping to rest, we actually had an invitation to go have dinner and dancing with the Black Mamba anti-poaching team. And so we headed over and had a fabulous night, great food, and enjoyed dancing the night away. So we just got back. We are ready to head to bed because we have quite a packed schedule the next couple of days. So stay tuned.